Good evening, guys. Good evening, ladies, and welcome. Yeah, you are most certainly are. Welcome to. Hello, Scraps. Scraps is in the room with us as well. Good evening, guys. Good evening, ladies. And what we're going to do tonight, well, I should have turned the test set on. But I can do that, can't I? While I can move over to. Yeah, I can just slide over. Quickly turn the test set on so it's warmed up. That's the test set switched on. Right. Hello, Clarence. Yeah, he's alright. He's alright. He's alright today. He has his good days and bad days. He's alright today, mate. Thanks. Yeah. Right, well, we've got the test set on. We'll let that warm up for a few minutes. And we'll just quickly go through the cameras, make sure everything's right. Yeah, there's the. Why does that camera look fucking thingy? Has it got fucking crap on the lens or something? It looks muggy. Why does that look muggy? It does, doesn't it? Let me try and clean the lens. Let me get something to clean the lens. But that camera doesn't look right. Look, it looks smeary. Where's my toilet paper? Where's me? But it looks smeary, that, doesn't it, guys? Yeah, I've got. Where's that bog roll I normally have on the bench? You know, when you want your toilet roll, you can't find it. I did have a glasses cleaner. And I've got no cloths on here either, because I put them in the wash. And that looks terrible, I can't let you see that. Just trying to think. Oh, I've got a piece of kitchen roll here. There, we've got a clean patch on that, we can use that. Just clean the lens. How's that? It's better, isn't it? Yeah, but it looked. That's better. Oh, aye. Yeah. That's better, that, isn't it? Let's see if we can zoom it in a bit more. There we go. Let's adjust. That's actually it. That's not bad. Right. So that one's okay. That one's now okay. Camera lenses do get dust on them, guys. So let's check rest of the cameras. That one's good. That's camera 1. Camera 2 we don't need to worry about. Camera 3, that was camera 4. Camera 3 and camera 1. There we go. And back to camera 5 for a minute. We'll put that back to camera 3. I'm going to start with camera 3. What are we? I don't know. No, we'll start with camera 1. Right, so what we're going to do, guys, tonight, we're going to service. We've got the Harrier, we've got 3 radios in that I bought. We're not going to go through them all tonight. I don't know whether they work. I've not tested them. So we're going to repair them, or just service them, whether they work or not. And that's what we're going to do. But we don't know. We don't know whether they work or not. We've not checked them. The first time we'll be checking them is when we connect them up. We're going to do one this week, one next week, and one the week after. Spread them out over a bit. Yeah, I know. I seen it last night, Clarence. After I went, oh, I watched it. I watched a bit of it after I watched it. After I went, oh, he likes that. I bet he's shagging his ass. I bet he's up his ass. Yeah, probably giving him one, isn't he? Yeah, he's. Yeah, we've got 3 in at the moment. Yeah, Trump said he likes Starmer's accent. That's the most tenuous, boring comment he could make. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's not much you can do about it, is there? You know, you've got old Trumpy bum for the next 4 years. You know, unless someone takes exception to him. Well, we expected that, didn't we? You know what I mean? I mean, Trump's trying to take over Ukraine, isn't he? He's trying to get all the rare earth minerals. He reckons the old 300 billion or whatever it is, and it's only 100 billion or whatever. You know, Trump's fucking upped it up, hasn't he? There was a blowout with Zelensky in the White House today. What, that one? Yeah. I can believe that, guys. You know. Hang on, I've lost my fucking chat now. Done that again. Hang on, I lost my chat. There you go. You know, I can believe that. You know what I mean? It's got to get worse before it gets better, I'm afraid, Clarence. But, you know, we're not here for that tonight, are we? We had enough of that last night. You know, what we're here for is the radios. There's no radio tonight because the roof aerial here needs SWR in. I need to get my aerial man back round. I didn't have him do it when he was last here because it was going to piss down, and I said, leave it. Just do the one, just put the silver rod up, put the high gain silver rod up at the side. Just do that. And do the other one whenever, you know. So we still need the other one SWR, and when he's got a bit of free time, I'll phone him up and he'll come and he'll do it for us, or for me rather. Right. Well, how many we got in? Let's have a look. We've got a few in. We want to get a few in before we start. I mean, we're going to start anyway, but yeah, we've got 4 in. So, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to check out and repair and service the Harrier CB. If we can, that is. I mean, I've had a quick look at them. I've not had them on. I've not checked them out. I don't know what they do or what they don't do. I've not checked them out. But we're only checking one out tonight. We're checking out the Harrier because that's the one we're going to look at. And we'll see what it does. See if it works, or whether will it be a worker or will it be a wanker. Cybernet 3134 board, I'm putting my money on it being a worker, but we don't know. And I seriously, guys, I haven't checked them, so I know as much as you guys do. So what we'll do, we'll go to the camera, go to the workbench. There, we're on bench 1 to start with. We'll start with bench 1. Sorry, camera 1. Start with camera 1. Yeah. And we can get started. We can get going. Right, so we don't want the Midland. Well, not tonight we don't. I could put them on that table there. We don't want the York. Well, not tonight. But we do want the Harrier. We want the Harrier. There we go. It's a bit grubby, this Harrier. It needs a good clean. It's the front's hanging off. This is a bit twisted. But it's okay. It'll glue back on the front. The front will glue back. I'll give you a quick look at this Harrier CB, guys. I like these Cybernet 134s because basically they just fucking work. You know, they just work. I mean, I don't know whether this one's going to be of that reputation or whether it's going to. Is the remote working? Yeah, the remote is still working. Right. Take my glasses off because I'm looking at the screen. Right. What's happened here with this one, guys? The badge that says Harrier CB is missing. So what we might do, we might clean all the glue that's left there. And we might put, there's 2 holes for switches. So we might see what extra capability we can put on. I mean, you can see it's coming loose there. This whole plate feels loose. So, you know, you can tell it's all loose. So we're going to work on that. But the radio itself is not bad. And where it used to say Harrier here, we'll clean all this off, this glue residue. And we can probably put an extra couple of features. I'm thinking about mid-band. I know I've done it a couple of times, but I'm thinking about mid-band. I'm thinking about having a word with the old microchips and see if you can do me 2 mid-band boards. You know, so that's what we're looking at. That's the Harrier. That's the Harrier CB. In fact, what I'll do while it's in my mind. We might need the soldering iron, better turn him on. While it's in my mind, guys, I'm going to send a message across to the microchips now. See if we do me 2 mid-band boards. And we can fit them on, we can fit them at a later date. Hello, Dave. I'm alright, thanks, Dave. No worries, mate. So, you know, we'll have a quick word. If we can find him, he should be here somewhere. Here we go. Just send this off quickly. There we go, sorted. Anyway guys, what we're going to do, we're going to we need the meter, because we need the meter on out with us just in case. Where's our black meter lead with the crocodile clip on it? Because we've got a black lead with a crocodile clip on somewhere. There's the signal tray, so we may not need that, we don't know. There's a lead with a crocodile clip on it. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, these radios, guys, they came with they all came with the factory mics as well. They all came with the factory mics. So, you know, it's always nice to see that. Get the factory mics with them. It's always nice to see that. You know, factory mics. There's the Midland one. It's a bit scabby, but it'll clean up and respray. I've got some. I've already ordered, guys, the paint for them. We can't find our black lead. We can use this for a clip, just a clip to where we need to do. Right, for when we come to do that. So we'll do this now so we don't lose the lead. No, we don't need that. A 6-inch speaker for the bench, for the radios, not radios, for the record players. This is the one we need for that. Shove this in there, and we'll use that as a ground. That's if we get that far. This thing might be completely and totally fucked. Turn the power supply on. Who should we find out, guys? Eh? Who says we should find out? Should we just plug it in and go for bust? Right, let's get the microphone. That microphone, the plug's broke on, so we're going to have to replace that one. But we've got the original Harrier microphone here, and we'll use that. Don't know whether it works, but we'll use that. Right, so let's plug external speaker in, power supply, or rather test set. Plug the test instrument in. We don't know what's going to happen here. We really don't know. There we go. Dirty switch, it's on. And it's put on 20, there we go. Hang on. There we go. The speaker socket's a bit dirty. Right, shall we go to camera 4 and squeeze as a mic? Right. Right, let's go to. That looks a bit washed out, that camera. And I've cleaned the lens, so I don't know why. Right, so we want to go to zoom, and we want. Hang on, let's go back there. Because we want to look at the frequency as well. So now we can go there. Power. Right. There's the power meter, guys. Should we squeeze as a mic and see what we get? 3, 2, 1, and go. Hey, what's that? 4 watts? Yeah, 3.94, bordering on 3.94 watts. So that's good. We're transmitting. Let's have a look at the receiver. And we're receiving. Let's just check deviation. that's not bad. Why has the sound gone? Probably because I caught the volume control with the mic. Right, so what we'll do, we'll go to oh, I need my glasses on, guys. I can't fucking read the fucking test set. Right. Right. There we go. 1, 2. There's nothing, so what I need to do is go back. I do it with it on. It tends to work then. One, 2. Radio. Radio. Yeah, that's not bad. Deviation's actually alright. Just under 2.5. So it'll probably have to come up a little bit. Let's go back to let's see on the cyanide how low it can listen down to. So let's move some of this crap from here and get our lead out. That's the oscilloscope. We're going to need that in a bit when we come to do the detector, if we have to do the detector. There's our audio lead. Let's turn this up a bit. Right, and what we need to do next is let's move this across one. There we go. See how low we'll listen it down to. I can still hear that at what 130 minus 134 dB. So we'll leave that. We'll leave that set there so it's on 12 dB. That's for doing our setting later. If we decide to. Turn that volume down because it's a bit crackly when it's left all that. It doesn't do it when you're using it though. So what we can do now, we can unplug everything while we take the screws out. Now we can remove the screws and have a look. Let's bring you back to camera 3. You've not missed anything there, I've just unplugged all the leads. So camera 3. So come on, that's it. Right. Now guys, now we've got a little tub we can empty, put the crap into. When we take it, put the screws into. Yeah, we've got that little tub there. Use that. So what we'll do, we'll take the top off. We don't need to take the bottom off because there's been no shenanigans in this. No extra switches. What we might do, we might move the low power from the back and put it on the front, and put mid-band in as well. See if our see if Graham he has to make the boards for you. He doesn't actually have them, so they have to be made. This has not been broken. It's a shame, isn't it? as now. It's a shame that, guys, when the security seal hasn't been broken. This is all grimy, but it should come up. We'll try that in a bit. But yeah, well, we may as well take the whole lot off because we're going to clean the front. Take it all off. Because we're going to clean the front anyway. So, these screws are lovely. They've never been out. No marks on them. These have never been out. As far as I'm aware, nobody's been in this by the look of it. Because that seal wasn't broken. Unless somebody can get into them without breaking the seal. Fucking shit off the end of my screwdriver. Fucking magnetic crap. Stuck to my screwdriver. But we're going to check everything. We need to check the VCO and everything, so. Tell you what. I mean, they're fetching good money now, these radios. I don't know where they're all going, because people are buying them up, but nobody seems to be bloody using them. I mean, that'll come up that bottom with a that top will come up with a good polish. That'll come up with a good polish. That'll come up with a polish. Don't worry about a wire going across there. That's meant to be, because that's for the RX light. That's the wire from the RX light. I'll come back to the chat in a minute, guys. We'll just get... And there we are. Oh, that's lovely inside there. So unplug the speaker. Got a decent sized speaker in there as well. It's an 8 ohm speaker. Right. And there you go, guys. There's... If we can zoom in on this. Where's me twiddling sticks? Let's get me twiddling sticks. There we go. Right. Yeah, that's the original Harrier mic as well. Can you believe that? What I'm wondering is whether this is caked on grime or if somebody tried sanding this as the top worn. Because what I'll do, I'll respray this. It's black, so I can respray this if I have to. Yeah, I think somebody's been in here before. I don't know how though, unless they cracked that one. Unless that got cracked when they put it together when it was new. Could have done. But yeah, we're going to clean the front. We're going to rub it down, stick all this back in, everything, make it look half decent. Everything's there. There's been no shenanigans, no silly goings on. So yeah, we look okay. Yeah, we look okay. First of all, what I want to do is just get me twiddling stick. That's not it. Where's the one I normally use? That needs redoing. It's got a chunk taken out of it. That's not it. The one I normally use is normally pops out a bit. That's the one, and we want the other one. You may as well have all your tools to hand that you're going to be using. There we go. Put them there, and that should be put them out of the way. Now, what I want to do, I want to adjust this AGC pot here, because that's supposed to be in the middle. Works better when it's in the middle. And that's it in the middle. There we go. Now we'll just push that there and just lift. There you go. Straighten it up. There we go. There. Right, so what we'll do next, we'll plug it in. We'll try and zoom in a bit if we can. And we'll see what we can do and give it a tune up the transmitter. Probably won't do the receiver because the receiver looks okay, but I will explain the receiver tuning. Move that, there we go. Right, so we need the mic, there you go. Right, we're on channel 20. We want to be on channel 40 for the VCO. Check the VCO first. So what we want for the VCO, we need a meter. We need the meter, and I need to stand the meter up so I can see this. I will try and let you guys see if I can. Hope there's not gone flat. No, we're full. There we go. Right. They haven't put the little bar on it here that goes across there. And it must have cheapened out there. It's normally a bar that goes to there. They haven't put it on this one. Cheap gets. Must have thought it wasn't needed. Oh well, what we'll have to do is clip to a ground somewhere. And these are a floating chassis. We could just clip it to that one. And these are a floating chassis on these. So you want to go to ground and you want to just go to the far end of R4. And I'm going to have to pick away a bit of the grease. A bit of the wax. To just get to the far end of R4. Right, so what are we on there? Now either we've got a VCO fault, because we're only getting millivolts. No, we want the far end of R4, it's not open, is it? Because we're not... That's not reading what it should. Oh yeah, now it is. Just had to dig in. Right, so it's 3.3. So we want to be up. So we're going to adjust the VCO. That's the wrong way. And we're going up. 4.02. That's good enough. Now let's have a look at the transmitter. Let's get the mic. I'm going to make a switch to do this, so I can switch it to transmit without having to hold the mic. So, ooh, that's low. That should be 4 volts, and it's only 2. Let's give this a waggle. That doesn't feel right. Oh, hang on, what do you call it's come off? There you go. Right, so that's 3.8. That's going down, that's... Well, this is a bit... Well, this I think this control's a bit knackered, guys. You can't spray a switch cleaner into these; it ruins them. Right, 4.9. 4.9, 4.8. We need to come down. I have to replace this pot.
Got a brew under?
No, yeah. 3.4. 4.2. Right, we're on 4.046 on the receive. 4.3. I'd like a bit lower. Let's just give this a waggle round. You could have shit in it, you see. Let's try that. 330, 3.5. Four, 5, 1. Wow, this is not good. 7, 3.8, 3.5. 'That's not good, that, guys. That pot's fucked, I think. And that trimmer's fucked. And you can't spray fuck all in them. Because if you do, it fucks them up. You can't put that in them, guys. It's probably noisy. Let's try again. Right, so, oh, yeah, it just jumps up all over the place. Might have to put a new. Not a fucking, not dirt in that, is it? Wouldn't have thought so. Might have to put a new trimmer in that. Because that is not. .3. It went. See, we're just jumping about everywhere. You can't put switch cleaner in. I'm gonna try a bit because I've got to replace it anyway. So if I've got to replace it anyway, I may as well try a bit. Right. We've got to try it anyway. Right.
Yeah, I'm dead. Where do you want it?
Over here. Put it here.
Right.
Yeah, that'll do, cheers. Right. Now we're on 3.9 now. So, well, let's receive. 3.6. That's 2 volts, 4 volts. Well, there we go, 4.3. 4.05 on the receiver. 4.3 there. Looks like we're going to have to put up with that, doesn't it, guys? But at least we got there, we cleaned it, we got there. Now let's have a look at the frequency. We'll pop it on frequency if it's not already on. Let's just check channel 1. Make sure that it's in spec. 2.02 there. And transmit 2.025, that's good. Right. Right, let's have a look at the frequency. 2779110. So we need to put it on frequency, which is done by CT1, I think. Oh, yeah, CT2. It's right near the crystal, and we'll turn that. (2779.125) at 12 toggling 126. But it's just dropped down to 124. So just take that back up slightly. It dropped and pulled my tool out. I'll do. So let me now do the deviation. And the deviation is this one. I think this was either this one or this one. I think it's this one. Radio. Let's put it on. Oh, we went into test. We went into bloody screensaver then. Radio. That's a bit high. Am I adjusting the bloody, what do you call it there? That doesn't seem to be making much fucking difference. I think I'm adjusting the signal meter. I'm not sure. No, I'm adjusting the I may as well do the signal meter. Oh no, I've not done the power yet, have I? Let's give this a waggle. Right, so let's turn that there. Hello. Radio. Radio. Hello. That'll do. That's about it. Yeah. Hello. 2.2. Between 2.2 and 2.5. So, there we go. 2.4. 1, 2. That'll do. Now let's do the power. So we're on frequency. We've turned the test meter off. So we're on frequency, we've done the power, we're on frequency, we've done the deviation. Now what we'll do, we'll pick my tool back up in a minute, because I've dropped my tool. We'll pick me twiddling stick back up, move that meter, find my twiddling stick, there it is. There we go. Now, let's zoom, power. Right, so I'll do the settings and then I'll show you what I've done afterwards. I'll zoom in if I can, so we can look at the settings together. We're going to need that tool as well. Right, I'll come to the chat in a minute, guys. I'll just tune up the transmitter. So to tune up the transmitter, you want to adjust him and him to start with. You want to peak those. So let's key it up. It's probably right. I didn't get any more out of it, so. It's okay. Now let's right. I can't see the hole. There it is. Let's turn it down. I'm going to have to turn it this way because I can't see it. There we go. Let's turn it down. That's up. Yeah. Turn these all the way to their maximum. There we go. It's a good little radio, this. We're supposed to be getting 1.4, and we're not. We're supposed to get a bit more than that. Give the mic a, there we go. 3.98, let's repeat these ones in case we're not quite on the peak. That is. And this one, oops, this one. It's right on the peak. Now let's go back for these ones, because it was getting, could even be the high-low power switch. There we go. Let's turn it down, let's turn it up. Well, that's 3.97. 4.4 for 4.04. Oh, we're starting to work now. Right. So what we'll do, because we're not quite getting the 4 watts, what we'll do, we'll turn. Right, so now what we'll do, we'll turn that. .3, then turn that to 4 watts. There we go, 4 watts. Turn that back to check the balance. That's pretty abysmal. That's not right. That's not right. Right. That's not right, that. That's not right. That is. Is that not that power? Not that fucking. That's only doing just under 3 watts. Let's do 4. Let's do. That's not wrong. It's not right, that, guys. That's not right. Let's have a look at this. Right. What do you call it? It's a bit tight, guys. Try and get that out. It's a bit tight. Don't like them when they're tight and you're turning them. Well, that's why. Top of it was broke off. And that's why it was tight. Let's take that out and put it in the other way up. That's what it was. That's why it was tight. So what we'll do, that's better. But we're getting nothing on there yet. Do it gently. The thing is to keep these straight when you're turning it, otherwise you run the risk of cracking the fucking pot cores. Run the risk of cracking the cores, guys. Right, we're getting nothing on the transmitter yet. We are now. Milliwatts. Right, so that's set perfect, that one now. Let's see how we're doing on the balance. Still low on that, so let's have a look at this other top one here, because let's take that out a minute. We know that one's okay, but have a look at this one. Yeah, I think this one's a bit of a chip in it as well, so it crack as a, yeah, it's got a bit of a chip in it. To get that out. Get that out. Get it out, put it another way up. Yeah. I must have caught it, guys. Because like I said, nobody's been in this. So I must have caught it. And I've dropped the blood. Let's turn it off a minute. I've dropped the bloody thing. Might have to turn it upside down and get it back. And can't get it back out this way. Come here. I had it, and it's disappeared. Because of all this wiring you've got here, you see. Just give it a whip upside down. No, it hasn't fell out. It's fucking in there somewhere. There it is, it's stuck on the top of the wires. It's stuck there. Actually landed. Can I get my fucking pliers in there? They're turned off, so we should be okay. Try not to crush the bloody thing. Turn upside down and just drop out onto the bench. There it is. Right. Oh, you bugger. There you go. Alright, put it back in. So you've got all these bundles of wires here, and it's hard to get your fingers in there. That's why that pot has an habit of fucking cracking when you try and adjust it because of all them wires. I've not broke one for a while, but yeah, I will own up. I think it was me that did those. I'm not sure though. There you go. Take them down gently. Now we've got some movement in there. Let's key it up. Oh, hang on. Go back on channel 20. Now what we'll do, we've got nothing there at the moment, so we'll hold that still if we can. Start there. We're coming up now. Yeah. That's about right. Just check this one here. Go and get the fucking tool in. There we go. 5.4.06. Now, let's them two are peaked, so we know they're okay. So let's go back and do these again. That's coming down. That's about as best as we're going to get that one. One's peaked. I don't think this is gonna be. There we go. That's the best we can get. So what we'll do, we'll take it down. So what we'll do, we'll turn this one down. Four watts, just under. Up to channel 40. 3.7. 3.8. Yeah, that's about right. 3.7. That's about as best we can get that. And there it's just under 4 watts on channel 20. Yeah. Yeah. 4 watts on there. So. Right. 3.7, 3.6. That's probably about where we're going to get. But 20, yeah, 3.9. Yeah, we're not going to get any better than that. Because we've done this, we've done this. We've done these. That's dead on 4 watts. That's 3.8. That's 3.6. Just try and balance it really. It's about as best there. And I think this is going to be about as best as we're going to get. There. It's about as best we're going to get. But on channel 1, but channel 4, channel 20, we're getting 4 watts. Well, we're not now, we're getting 3.9. It'll do. Yeah, but what it'll do the full 4 watts once it's cooled down. So we'll let it cool down and we'll check it again. We'll just come to the chat. And see what we've got. Hello June, good evening hon. Hello Karen, hope you and Jeff are good. There's that little Scrapsy days. Hi there, hope you're all well. Yeah, everybody's good I believe. I'm certainly good. We've only got 6 in tonight. Unless of course Just the way my thing's looking at it. Where have I gone? My chat's disappeared. Seven we've got. Yeah, so basically guys, put that back there. Let's have a sip of me tea. So if we let the transmitter cool down, which we have done. Hang on. There we go. Right, so what I'll do guys, I'll bring you lot to the transmitter. Yeah, 3.9, that's what we're going to get. It's about the best we're going to get from it. Let's do the low power and then I'll show you what we've got. 2.7 milliwatts. We want to be 400. I think the pot might be fucked. Let's give it a spray. Because they do, for some reason, the high-low power pots on these, they fail. So, wrong tool. Give it a waggle. Now let's try and turn this. Oh, there we are. Yes. Yeah, we're not getting the full low power. Spray the low power switch. High low power. There you go. That's. We're on channel 20. I think I might have to replace this pot. So we're gonna be, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just crap guys, they're pot's foot. Yeah. We'll leave it there for 41. We'll leave it, see it's jumping about. We'll leave it. So we're going to have to put another pot in that. So we'll have to find another pot for that. We ain't got one at the moment. So what we'll do, we'll set the signal up, we'll set the power meter. Should be 4 watts. That's it. 4 watts. Yep. Yep, that's good. Now, that's the transmitter done. Right, so let's go to the receiver. First of all, we want to check the detector. Make sure the detector's correct. Just plug the speaker in. Plug that into the back of the radio. Put the mic back up here because we don't need the mic. Yeah. So what we'll do next? So, oh, I didn't show you the, what do you call it, did I? Didn't show you the power on. Let's go to camera 4, sorry. Right, there's the meter. If we go to power, there you go guys, just under 4 watts, that's all we're getting. Make sure this is tight on here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, actually, we're in the wrong place. Let's go back to there you go. Now let's go to receive. And what we'll do, we'll tune up the receiver. Let's turn this up so we can do the detector. So we need to put more in it. Where's the fucking detector lead? Where's the lead for the detector? There it is. This unit, I really love this test set because it's got a built-in scope. Connect that to there. Connect that to there. Put that there. Press scope. Now what we need to do is turn this up. Hold on. There we go. Turn the volume down. So we can get a meaningful trace. Can you all see the trace? Yeah, you can. Now let's just adjust. Get the wider to, we'll use this one. Was spot on, as I thought it would be. So disconnect that. I thought it'd be spot on. Right. Go back to, there we go. So let's turn this. I'm going the wrong way. I'm going to set it there. There we go. Let's put it on. So now you guys can see the cyanide. So start with this one here. I've got us a bit there, not much. Then next one. Nothing from there. Get this one here, there we go. No, nothing. Nothing extra. No. Let's get the extra, get the other tool to do the IF. No. Nope, that's good. So that's the receiver done. So let's put it back on. Turn this back up. I'll see how long we can hear it down to. You can still hear that, guys. At 133, 134. Can't hear it now. Now let's set the signal meter, which is down at the front. It's just below where we want it. S9. Set the squelch, which is here. Right, let's turn this down. Let's turn the squelch. To there. I think the knob's a bit noisy. Yeah, the knob's a bit noisy. Give it a squirt. Squirt the squelch. Do the on off and volume while we're at it. There we go. Right. So let's turn that down. put it into transmit. No. See where it comes back in. Hang on. Yeah. That's it. That's about right. Turn this all the way back up. There you go. I'll just get in there. Right. That's good enough. Right, let's turn that down. Right, unplug that. And now I'm all tangled up. There we go. Let's untangle this fucking lot. Shit. I'm all tangled up here, guys. How am I tangled up? Everything's tangled around the fucking mic wire. Come here. There you go. All fucking tangled up around the fucking mic wire. Right. So what we'll do, we'll wrap them ones up because they're for the external speaker, they're for the instrument speaker, and connecting the detector, and that's for the scope. That's the lead for the scope. And there we go. Shove that back under there. Rest of wires. Right. There we go, come back to camera 3. Let's have a look at the chat. Right. So there we go, we've only got 3 people in. Wow. That's what it looks like there. Right. Put these tools back in there and I'll show you. I'll show you what I adjusted on the receiver. If I can. Right. This is all marked out really, guys. Right, so for the receiver you start here, 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 yeah, here, here, and here. The first thing you do is your detector, which is down the front here, which is there. You sit to adjust your signal meter. Adjust your signal meter is there. You can't see it. There you go, where the screwdriver is, where the tool is. Transmitter RF meter is there. Where the tool is, deviations next to it. AGC is the pot that stands up. For your transmitter, it's this, It's this, and these three inside this can. Put this back on high power. I'm not going to worry about the low power potentiometer, because low power is not required anymore anyway. So let's just make sure that we're where we need to be. The mic's tangled around the test set lead. Let's make sure we're where we need to be. Put it into transmit on the test set. I think that's low power. Yeah, that's high power. 3.99 watts. And on channel 40, it's 3.6 and it's 4.3 on channel 1. So it's still not right, that, guys. Wonder if we've got a problem with the power somewhere. That's definitely not right. That's definitely not right. Just to go back to channel 20, I'm gonna go through the power again, because I'm not happy. I'm gonna go through the power again. Right. Oh, that's correct. That's right. That's right. And this one here is receive. Sure, this one here is receive. Yeah. That one there's receive. Yeah, so I don't understand that. Let's get me. I don't understand, because it should be. Might be a bit tired, this radio. I'm just checking we're doing 13.8 volts. We are. But I'm going to wind this. That's 4.3. That's 4.3. .41. Remember, it drops with the heat of the transmitter. Right, that's as much as we can get. Now I'll turn this one anti-clockwise. Tell you what we'll do. Right. So what we'll do, we'll set this now. Now what we'll do, we'll set it. We'll turn the power up a bit extra. Right. See, the other thing is, now what we'll do next. So what we'll do now, we'll turn this down to 4 watts. Turn this down to, it tells us right. So we'll turn that down to 4.8, and then to set the power, there you go. Then to set the power, turn this one anti-clockwise, so that one has to go clockwise. That one goes clockwise. To 4.8. Then this one goes anti-clockwise to 4 watts to set the power. Which is there. So if I now go channel 40, channel 1 rather, 402, 386, that's not too bad, 384. Just give this one here a go. Not bad actually now. Oh. 40, 3.9, that's 4.1. That's 4 watts. Yeah, I think we're I think that's as best we're gonna get. Yeah, that's best we're gonna get. Just 4 watts. .98, 3.85. Yeah, it's about the best we're going to get. Let's turn this back down to 13.8. But it's a bit tired, this chassis, I think. 3.2, it'll do. 3.3, yeah, that'll do us. So channel 20 and 3.98, that'll do us. That'll do us, guys. That'll do us. There is actually a modification you can do on these. It's a capacitor put in the wrong place, and it looks like the one on this is missing. I can't remember where it goes, I'll have to look at it. But I know there's a capacitor, I'll have to ask Graham. But there is a capacitor in the wrong place on these, and on this one it looks like it's not even there. So I might have a look on that York, it might be in the right place on that York. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Yeah, 3.4 channel 20, that's good enough. It'll do. Channel 40, 3.2. Channel 1, 3.3. Yeah. 3.21, 3.32, that'll do us. That'll do us. So I'll give you all a quick look. Go to camera 3. Sorry, camera 4. Right, there's the test set. There's channel 20. I want to put on full size. Right. It's channel 20. We're just under the 4 watts. There's nothing we can do about it. There's channel 40. About the same. Channel 1. We're about the same all over the place. That's about as good as we're ever going to get. It'll do. Right, so what we want to do with this next is unplug the mic. Just turn the test set off because we're finished with that. What we want to try and do next, guys, is take the front off. Let's go back to camera 3. Let's zoom out a bit. Yay! At least the zoomer inner works now, and the zoomer outer. So, right, what we want to do next, guys, I'm happy with that now. I mean, there's nothing more I can do. I need to check that capacitor. Then I put all the tools back in here. No, I didn't. Where's that other tool? There it is. That's the most important tool, that, because it fit. There's no other tools in there that fit those three coils at the back. Unplug this. Right. The water knobs need a good clean. Eh. Oh. Yeah. There we go. Put the knobs in there with the screws. That way I won't lose them. Pull the channel knob off. Come off, you cunt. There we go. Now this front will probably just flick off. Here we go, look at this. Let's get the bit there where it's a bit bent. There you go. Right, I think there you go, guys, it just drops off. And that's not bad, that. It's a bit bent there. But we can, that's not bad, we'll flatten that. Just give it a twist there. There you go. I think this fucking red thing drops out and all. Oh no. It does. I've had them drop out before today. There you go. Knew it did. So what we'll do next, guys, we'll take the front off. Find a screwdriver that fits. And we can try and clean the front. If not, we'll repaint the bloody thing. We've got paint. Because the case doesn't need doing. The case halves are good on this. Who's coming? Let's just have a look. Somebody's coming. Hello, Berzinger, I think you're called. Well, there we go. Yeah, well, it's got a crack in that. So did that happen in manufacture, or did it happen because somebody's had it apart? I don't think anybody's ever been in this, unless they managed to stick that warranty steel back down. Yeah, that's loose as well. Could have done. But put them out the way. Out of the way. Put the front there. Let's pull the front panel off. It should just come off. Should just leave. Oh, hang on. You always forget one. There we go. The front panel should just come off. And you pull it gently because you don't want to break anything. And that's in lovely condition, the rest of that radio. So what we'll do next, we haven't got any cloths in here, have we? We've got no cloths. Never mind. Use. Never mind. Oh, I've got sponges here. I forgot about those. I've got sponges. Right. Right. I'd like to use foam cleaner, but there's a problem. I haven't got any. So. And you see, guys, all that black shit there. That's what's come off that front. That's not bad. So spray a bit more onto there. I mean, this is just ordinary detergent. It'll do. I'm just cleaning it. A bit of green paint on there, that'll clean off. There, it'll rub off easily. See, I'd hate to have to paint it, you see. Because when you paint them, you can tell they've been painted. So I'd like to try and... But I've got a feeling that that's going to have to be done anyway, because, yeah, I think the paint's wore off, guys. So we're going to be painting this. But we don't have to sand it anyway, just rub it with the Scotch cloth. Just rub it with the Scotch pad. And we've got some paint, so when it's meant to be black, this is black, this radio. So we're just trying to make sure that we don't do any harm, because we're not going to paint it tonight, we'll paint it tomorrow. Take it outside and blow it over. That's good. And the other thing with this is it smooths everything down as well. So you've got what looks like dirt, but it's actually where the surface has worn off. We need that. There you go. Do that bit at the back there, because if you miss it, you don't get it right, you'll always see it under the paint. See, the object is not to make a mint radio, the object is just make it presentable. You know, so it looks... get me... I'm changing my shirt in the morning anyway, so it doesn't matter, just a quick wipe. There we go. Now can I get this out? This defuse, this channel thing. Can I get this out without breaking it? It should go. It needs to, because I'd like that out. Let's get the screwdriver on the glue. Yeah, we got it. Don't want to scratch it. Let's do the other side. Yeah. So that, what do you call it, glue? Now if I push that through, there we go. What we'll do, we'll clean that up. What we'll do, we'll get the standing knife on that. Get the standing knife on that when we find it. It's on here somewhere. Yeah, we'll clean that off. That'll just give it a wipe with the shirt. See if it's... because I don't want any of the things on here when we come to paint it. We'll do another video on this. I might do a continuation tomorrow night. Might be live in the shack again tomorrow night. Yeah, that's alright, that. Yeah, that's it. So we'll put that in there with that so it doesn't get lost. Right, we'll just give the inside there a wipe. That's all done. Do you know something, guys? I bet I could probably polish that back up without painting it. I could probably polish that back up without painting it, you know. But probably do that without painting it. It looks alright. You can tell it's been sanded. So we need to scrape. I think we might need to use one of the best things for removing glue. Believe it or not, guys, and I don't even like the stuff. One of the best stuff for things for removing glue is WD-40. But we need to clean this because have we got the space there for the switches? No, we have. We've got the space there, so we can put a couple of switches in there. Believe it or not, guys, they actually did a Ham International Viking that used the same front. There you go. Give that a wipe. The old shirt. Now once we get, give that a rub there. And what it does, it takes off the old glue without too much damage. and it leaves a key for the new adhesive to go on. Oops. Give that a quick rub. IPA will probably take the rest of that off. But we'll give that a good cleaning, another good cleaning probably tomorrow. Because, I mean, look, it just comes off. It just flakes off. We're not bothered about scratching this under here because the front's going to cover this. So, only there. A bit there. Because you want to fit the front back on. As flat as you possibly can. That way you're not there you go, you see, that's got that. Got a little bit here. You just scrape it. You know, you just scrape it really. See, we're just there now. There you go. Get it off as much as you can, guys. You know, sorry there's not been any radio play tonight, but we can't always, sometimes we like to do a repair or a service. Right. On the next radios, guys, you'll find out the same as me. So I'm not going to check them. We'll do nothing with them until our next live in the shack. There we go. We'll give that a quick rub tomorrow. Oh, that's alright, it's only a power lead. Give that a quick rub tomorrow, guys. And we've got a little bit of a blemish there, it's no problem. And what we'll do, we'll give this a blast over with the paint. Give this a good blast, oops. Give this a good blast with the paint. And at the front, should sit, I mean the front's got a few marks on it. I mean it's faded. What we can do there, we can do that, and this is all glue on here, and we're not going to be able to scrape that off. Don't want to mark it. So all we'll do with that really, well, I say it was a power lead, might have been some, yeah it was. Where have I put my sponge? Where's my sponge? There it is. So if we get the sponge, and just hold that flat, we'll just put a key on that, you see. Just put a key on it. We might even try and get it off with something. But that'll, what do you call it, that? We'll be able to put a key on that, and that'll fit back in. We've got the red thing to go back in with it. So you were a bit nailed there as well. But that'll fit back in there, guys. And that's how it's going to look. You know, so we can, yeah, that's going to look alright. Once that's back in. That's one of my nicest Harriers. Let's just give that a clean there. Just, there you go. Clean that front panel there with it in place. And we gotta get all the crap off. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that'll do us. So we'll leave that as it is, and leave that as it is now. There you go, lift that off. I don't want it to stick into place. There you go. We'll see what we can find to lift that glue off. There must be somewhere. Acetone might do, nail varnish remover. What I want to do is just get this here where it's a bit nailed and apply it with that. And what I want to do is just put that there. There we go. Get that so it's smooth. That's it, so it'll fit back in there. That's it. Just sort of go back in, it'll look okay. Takes the eye off it, guys. There you go. I mean, it's not perfect, it'll do. But what we'll do, we'll spray it out tomorrow. Might even take the Samsung camcorder out with us. Might take the camcorder out with us, and I'll show you me painting it. How about that? See if we can take the Samsung out. If I can find a little mini tripod and we can paint it. Anyway, let me come back to the chat, guys. Ooh. Yay. Trump kicked Zelensky out of the country. Really? He's an arsehole, isn't he? Just because he can't have what he wants, you see. I'm going to come back over to turn the soldering iron off. We didn't need it. I'm going to come back over to you guys now. We'll come back over to you guys. Hello, little fella. Hello, little lad. You be quiet. I've asked Christine to look out for a cushion so he can lie down in it. He's only on a towel at the moment. But we need to find him a cushion to lie on. Let's come back to camera 5. There we go, guys. So that's it. We've serviced the little Harrier. Next week we'll maybe do the Midland 2001. We'll break it up a bit, and the week after that we'll do the York 861. The York 861 is the same as the Harrier. We don't know whether it works. I mean, these were sold as spares or repair, but they come with the factory mics, and that's why I bought them. I thought they never came with any power leads, but they did come with the factory mics. The mics need cleaning. The Midland one needs fully restoring, but I've ordered the paint and stuff, so I've ordered everything I need. I'm gonna do a proper job, guys. I've had as best job as I can. Hello, Chris. Good evening, my friend. Nice to see you in. It's nice to see you all, and it's, you know, at the end of the day, guys, it's always a pleasure. And I hope you've enjoyed. This week's live in the shack. Well, it's live in the workshop, isn't it? But it's still part of the live in the shack series. I need to get my aerial man back out when the weather peaks up a bit. Get him out to set the SWR up on the roof aerial for the workshop, and then we can have a radio on in here. I don't want to put one on because I get tempted to talk if I hear somebody, and I can't because the SWR's out, and I don't want to blow a radio up. I don't want to do any damage to anything, so I've left the aerials not plugged in until the aerial man comes and does it for me. He said he will, so I don't know he will. He's okay, our aerial lad. But yeah, we've got some black paint in the cupboard. Guys. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the high-low power switch. I'm going to find some nice switches. I'm going to in keeping. I've got plenty of scrap rigs. So what we'll do, we'll find a couple of switches, and we'll put one in for the high-low power, and the other one we'll save for putting mid-band on when I managed to get hold of a couple of boards. Cause I want to buy 2 boards. So I'm going to do the York, and I'm going to do the York, and I'm going to do the middle. I'm going to do the York, and I'm going to do the Harrier. I'm going to double band them both. Because, well, why not? Have some fun, eh, guys? Yeah. He's an arsehole, that Donald Trump, isn't he, guys? I mean, that's just because President Zelensky won't give him the rare earth fucking minerals. I don't blame him. Why should he? Trump's trying to say he owes more than what he did. Fuck. He owes nowhere near. He owes less than half of what Trump said he owed. It was on Sky News today. He owes 1 point something billion. They get what 1 point something billion or something was they gave. Trump's trying to say it's fucking 3 point something. 3 point something thousand or 3 point something billion or something like that. He's trying to say it is, and it's nowhere near. They're getting the fella on Sky said that today. He says he's overestimated it, that Trump. He says he's wrong. Basically, I mean, people are not going to be happy with Trump. He's going to start World War III, that fucker. He needs stopping, but the thing is, he needs stopping now. And so does that Putin. I reckon if the Russians got another Prime Minister, or whatever he happens to call himself, a president or whatever, if they got themselves another guy, I reckon someone else would end. I reckon the other guy would end that war. Would just say, fair enough. Well, that's it, you see. Starmer's like the Americans, he's a warmonger. No disrespect to any of the Americans, You know, I don't mean when I say Americans, I don't mean the average. I don't mean the average American on the street. I mean your politicians. You know, your high up people, like your presidents and your generals. You know, your senators and all that fucking lot. You know, they're all warmongers. I'm not talking about the average Yank on the street. I'm not, honestly, guys, and don't you Americans get me wrong. Misunderstand me. I'm not talking about the average American man or woman or child on the street. I'm talking about your leaders. He's probably bumming him. Why is Trump so cosy with Putin? What's in it for him? He's probably bumming him. He probably had him in it. Probably, I think Scraps has trumped. Scraps, you dirty get. That stinks, man. Anyway, Trump probably had him over the table in the Oval Office, trapdoor down. Trump is all business, Karen. That's all there is to know about him. Yeah, he's trying to run a country like a business, isn't he? He's a businessman. I mean, he's a good businessman. He wouldn't have what he wouldn't have what he's got if he wasn't. So that's fair enough. But he shouldn't try and run a country like a business. It's a completely different thing. You know. What you Americans need is somebody that'll run the country like I nearly said a cunt. Run. You've already got that. Run the country. You need somebody to run your country as a politician and run it as a country, not try and run it as a business. I mean, look at what he did with the Gulf of Mexico. He changed it to the Gulf of America. It'll get changed back soon as he's kicked out. Soon as the next president gets voted in, they'll change that back. You know, doesn't matter what fucking orders he signs, they'll change it all back. Don't mention how many times Trump's gone bankrupt. Yeah, but he always comes back up again, doesn't he? That's the thing. Yeah, he has gone under a few times. But he fucking bounces back, doesn't he? He gets it sorted. You know, he gets himself sorted back out again. I mean, look at that fucking big fucking skyscraper he owns. Used to be am I right in thinking, Clarence, that used to be the Sears building, where Sears and Roebuck were based. The Cat and the Mail Order Company, because he bought it from them, didn't he? And renamed it Trump Tower. You know. But yes, I mean, how old is he anyway? He's 78, isn't he? The cunt could just die in his fucking sleep. A lot of people are probably fucking hoping that. But, you know, Sears building is in Chicago. Well, where's Trump's building? Is that in New York? So what did Trump's building used to be? I know it wasn't built for him. It was built. I know it was something else before. What was that? Because it was something else before. Because he bought it, didn't he? He didn't just say, right, oh, there's a plot of land, build me a skyscraper. He's making English the official language of the US. We've never had an official language. No, because you all speak all different fucking languages over there, don't you? You know, your next door neighbour could fucking speak Spanish. You know, you could speak American. Somebody else could speak fucking Irish, and there might be a Jap or a Chink or something. You know, Japanese or a Chinese or whatever. You know, I know it's all multicultural, isn't it? America, it's a bit of everything, isn't it? Because all the immigrants went over there, and the Chinese, especially the Chinese and the Irish, because it was the Chinese, I think it was the Chinese that built that railway. What's that railway called? The Transcontinental Railway. It was Chinese who built that, wasn't it? I think it was Chinese and Irishmen who built that. You know, built the Transcontinental Railway. Because I was watching a program called America: The Story of Us, and on History Channel years ago, and they were saying like, you know, that a lot of Chinese were blown up because of nitro. Is it nitroglycerin? Yeah, they didn't know how to handle it, and a lot of them were blown up. And eventually, somebody worked out how to make it safe by turning it into dynamite. So you know you could do what you wanted with it until you lit it. You know, you could lob it at each other and everything, jump on it, hit it, do what you wanted with it, and it wouldn't go off until you lit the fucker. Trump Tower was nothing special before. Right. It was probably just an office block then, wasn't it? Yeah, it was probably just an office block. But I know he didn't have it built, it was already there. No, I thought it was the Sears building. I don't know why I thought that. Because Sears no longer exists, does it? Sears and Roebuck, they went years ago, didn't they? It was a catalogue mail order. It was a mail order firm. It was one of the probably the oldest one in the world. Sears, because it started in the 19th century, didn't it? You know, it started in the 19th century, mail order, and you could order all sorts from guns to guitars from it. I've seen some Sears CB radios that found their way over here on eBay for sale. I've never bought one because I know they're all American AM, and they're asking. I mean, I would buy one, but they're asking too much for them, and I won't pay. I just won't pay over the odds for an American AM because there's no fucker over here on American AM. I like to use it occasionally. American AM is what we call mid-band, but we have it in the FM mode and we call it mid-band. In Europe they call it sept. Don't know why, but they do. But we call it mid-band. You know, back in the days we used to just call it AM. We used to call it Auntie Mary, the Naughty 40, fucking AM, which it is. It is fucking all sorts of names it had, you know. I used to like using it in the early days because it wasn't allowed. But it's allowed now, and I still like to use it. I like to go on AM now and again. If you've got a really good, I mean these CRT sets that they're making now, and all these multi-norms are shit on AM. They're no good on AM. They're crap. What you need on AM is something like a Colt 444 or a Major 588 or any of the Cybernet radios are great on AM. I can understand someone going bankrupt, but to do it multiple times just means you don't like paying your debts, leaving people high and dry. Yeah, Sears is gone. The radios are Japanese made though. Through all boards. Oh, I know the Japanese. I know they were made for them. You know, it's like our Rotel 240s and stuff that we got. I mean, no one else got those. We got those in the UK. No one else ever got them. No one got them. There was a Midland version, which was fully banded. It had all sorts of bands on it. And there was a sept version, but with a different name on it. But nobody got the actual. We got them, but they were just basically rebranded. They were basically all made by Cybernet. They were all made by Cybernet. Your Yorks, your Rotels, your Harriers, your Big Midland. The Midland I just mentioned. You know, the Big Midland home base. The Midland I just mentioned. The other one I can't remember the name of. The Oscars, the SMC Oscars. They basically look like high gains. They look like a high gain 5. Because they just repurposed all the fronts and all the chassis. The metalwork and stuff, and just made new boards and made boards compatible with the UK, compatible with our Home Office specifications. Same as the Midlands, the Precision series, the 3001, 2001, 3001 and 4001. They look exactly the same as the American counterparts. The UK spec ones look exactly the same, but there's a couple of differences. On the American version of the volume control, it's not called the volume control, it's called the AF gain. And it has a Uniden type plug socket on the back, where a 3-pin type Uniden socket on the back, where the UK version, it's called the volume control, and it has a Maxcom socket on the back. They're actually made by Maxcom, and they're good radios. This is exactly that's exactly perfectly right, Karen. The people owed money people get screwed. That's pretty much so. Yes, people get screwed. They get shafted. They get it right up the whiz way. Yeah. I think, to be honest with you, I think old Trumpy bum and Putin have got something going. I think Putin let Trump bum him, or the other way around. I think they've got something going. They've got something planned. Look how he had the barefaced effrontery to call the Ukrainian president a terrorist. He called Zelensky a terrorist. He called Zelensky a terrorist, and it weren't even the fucking Ukrainians who started the fucking war. It was the Russians. Where did he get off with saying that? Yeah, fucking, I don't understand. I don't know your politics, Clarence, but we watch a man called Pissed Off Banter on YouTube. Have you watched him? Oh, Piss Off Bartender, sorry. I've not watched him. No, I'll have to look for him. Piss Off Bartender. No. I think that fucking. I think I saw that Trump on telly last night. I'm not sure though. He must have been walking backwards, because all I could see was a fucking arsehole. And that fucking, what's the name's a fucking arsehole and all. That's Keir Starmer. Yeah, he's a warmongering bastard, him. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to stock up the armed forces. Let's face it though, guys. He called him a dictator. He did. Who called who a dictator? I know Trump calls Zelensky one. Are we on the same page here, Clarence? I know Trump calls Zelensky a dictator, and he's not, is he? My politics don't matter. No, that's very, very true. You're right there, Clarence. Nobody cares. That's why I don't mention my politics. Our army needs increasing. I'll give him that. Let's face it. The size of our fucking army, we wouldn't be able to beat fucking Hartlepool, would we? I bet they have to toss up to see who gets the fucking rifle. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking, yeah, you know, compared to what we had in the past, it's a fucking, it's an embarrassment what we've got now. I mean, nobody wants to, what they should do, you know, if the clothing, you know, I'm not a racist man, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm really, really, honestly, to goodness, not. But I live and let live. But, you know, what they should do is get these migrants and put them in the army and say, look, you're joining the army. The young guns say, look, you're joining the army. If you come back, then you're welcome into the United Kingdom. If you don't come back, well, nobody loved you anyway. So, basically, you know, so yeah, just fucking. That's what I think they should do. Put them in the army. You know, fucking. You know, and if they didn't want to go in the army, they'd soon disappear, wouldn't they? You know, they'd soon go if they didn't want to join it, wouldn't they? You know, but that's what I think they should do. Instead of putting them up in 5-star hotels, put them in the army. What? Oh, it's Graham microchips. Yep, no problem next week. There we go. Yeah, that's me. Hang on. Oh, I can't blame Scraps for that one, can I? Man, I don't blame him anyway. Do you know, I think it's cruel if you blame your dog for farting. You know, humans should take responsible for their own farts. But when all said and done, guys, I think they should make them join the army. Yeah. The French have a foreign legion. Yeah, they do, don't they? I don't think there's many people in it, though, is there? You know. Because they give them all a dinghy and send them over here. I don't think there's many in the foreign legion. But yeah, I think, to be honest with you guys, I think that's what they should do with them. You know, put them in the armed forces. You know, we've got 3 branches of the armed forces they can choose from. You know, the Navy, the Army, or the Air Force. You know. You know, but at the end of the day, yeah, that's what they should do. They have some guys in Ukraine. You know, they should. They should, you know, put them, you know, I'll tell you what, guys. Right, I'll be honest with you. Right, if I was young enough, I'm not anymore, but if I was young enough, I'd go in the army. Of course I would. Doesn't mean to say I'd go in our army, because I don't think I'd want to fight for this country, but I'd go in an army. Don't know whose, but I don't think it'd be ours, because why should I? You know, fucking, I don't know. Yeah, I probably would. I'd join our army, I think. I wouldn't want to join the Air Force because I don't like flying. I've never tried it. I don't fancy it. I'd probably pick the army. Me and my mate Raymond, when we was kids, he was my best mate when we was kids. We wanted to join the army, but we didn't because we got advice not to, and that was in 1982. And we got advised not to, so we took the advice that we got. We never joined. So yeah, Salvation Army, onward Christian soldiers. Yeah. I could join the Salvation Army. Yeah, I wouldn't get fucking shot at them, would I? But I don't fancy walking round. I don't fancy walking round in a monkey suit. That's the only problem. I was in the Air Force. I was never in a plane. I'd join the Air Force if I didn't have to go in a plane. you know, like as an aircraftsman or something, you know, a member of the ground crew, you know. As long as I didn't have to fly, then I'd do it. But I wouldn't want to fly. I don't like the thought of it, especially at the moment. You hear all these fucking plane crashes. Oh no, fuck that. You know, if we were born to fly, we'd have been given wings. You know. And if we'd have been born to fucking float on water, we'd have been given ducks' asses. we'd have been able to float on our ass. I was in a plane and it crashed. Good evening, Paul. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go in an aeroplane. I mean, at the moment anyway, you hear too many of them crashing. I mean, you know, good evening, Paul. You're always welcome, mate. Yeah, you know, my idea of a plane is fucking a loaf of bread or a bottle of milk, a bag of crisps, and with the very worst extreme. Yeah. But yeah, I think they should put them in the army and just don't fly in a Boeing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they seem to be dropping out the sky, them Boeings at the moment, don't they? You know. That's one of them A380s that, you know, see the size of them fucking things. Them A380s. I wonder if one of them's crashed yet. Airbus is the best. Yeah, I agree, even though I've never been on one, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, Airbus, yeah, they've got a good reputation, haven't they? I mean, we get an A380 that flies over here, and you don't hear it, you know. Yeah, then you get these little small Ryanair things, and they're fucking right noisy bastards. I prefer big planes. Oh, biplanes. Hey, up. I've got a phone call. Yes? You'll have to ring me back. I'm on YouTube doing a live stream. I go on every day, you know I do.
I know, but I forget. I just wanted to speak to you, that's all. I've got nobody else.
Yeah, ring me back tomorrow.
What day is it? Tomorrow, Saturday?
Set all day.
I've just got to talk to you about some letters.
Hang on a minute, let me just put this on mute. Hang on, bear with me a minute, guys. Yeah, and I'm back, guys. Yeah, I had to talk to my sister, didn't I? You know, you never know when you need a fucking kidney, do you? No, seriously. She wanted to tell me something that she thought was important. Suppose it was, but, you know, there we go. The Canadian plane crash looked horrible upside down, didn't it just? I'll tell you what, I bet the pilot had shit coming out of his collar when he felt that fucking plane flip upside down, didn't he? You know, fucking, and then people say, why don't you go on holiday? Why don't you treat yourself? Why don't you go on an aeroplane for that? No, we're not designed to fly in big metal fucking cigar tubes, guys. We're fucking not, honestly. And anybody that does, you know, in my opinion, anyone that does, I think they're stupid. But that being said, people do it all the time. You know, I know you fly, don't you, Karen? You go to Spain a lot. I know you go on holiday a lot. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm just not. It's just not for me, guys. My dad used to joke saying you need to sit at the back of the plane because you never hear of one reversing into. No, that's true. You know, or sit in the toilet because the fucking toilet's the only thing that survives, as well as the black box. If I got on an aeroplane and they said, where do you want to sit? I'd say in the fucking black box. Yeah, fucking sit in the back. Yeah, it's true that though, isn't it? They don't reverse in the mountains, do they? But you're lucky if you... I mean, if you survive a plane crash, you're very, very lucky. Because not many people walk away from them, do they? I mean, look at that air disaster at Manchester Airport, and the plane was on the ground, and 50 odd people died back in 1985. You know, the plane was on the ground and people died because they couldn't evacuate it because basically they all panicked and they couldn't evacuate it fast enough. Basically, everybody on the plane panicked. They couldn't evacuate it, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's sad. It is. Somebody goes on holiday and doesn't come back because the aeroplane crashed. It's sad. It is, guys. I mean, it's. You know, I'll say I can understand how people feel, but can I? You know, I've never actually had it happen, but you know, it's a funny thing, the delicate thing to talk about, because there'll be some of you guys that would have known somebody. You're bound to have done, you know. Is that the one that ran the runway? No, what happened was, no, it didn't run the runway. What happened was it didn't even get off the tarmac. It started to taxi down the runway to start its takeoff, and if I remember rightly, a fire broke out or something happened. I think one of the engines blew up. Something happened and it caused a fire, and it didn't actually run off the runway. The captain realised there was something wrong, so he aborted the takeoff. So it was in the middle of the runway, but because of the position the captain parked it, the captain who was flying it, because of the position he parked it, there was a crosswind, and the crosswind was blowing on the side of the aeroplane and fanning the flames, blowing the flames up into the cabin. They said if it had parked it the other way around, then it wouldn't have, then the effects wouldn't have been as bad. But you know, I suppose when you're in a situation, I've never been put in that situation. The worst I've ever had is driving a car and I put my foot on the brakes and there was nothing there, and there was a fucking van coming towards me. I shot straight out of a T-junction because my fucking brakes didn't work, and I managed to avoid getting taken out by a fucking van. By just luckily, it was at the Aldi in Rusholme. I come out of the Aldi in Rusholme, and I turned left, and there was, I forget the name of the fucking road, on that, and then I wanted to turn onto the next road, which was a main road, and I can't remember the name of it. It wasn't Wimslow Road, but I can't remember the name of the road I wanted to turn onto. And I put my foot on it. I was in an Austin Ambassador, which was a facelift version of a Princess. Horrible things, fucking British Leyland cars. Horrible things. Anyway, and what happened was, I put my foot on the brakes and there was nothing there. So I fucking started pumping them and nothing there. So I fucking swung it, and luckily there was a bus stop. There was a fucking van coming, and luckily I was still rolling, and there was a bus stop. And I got to the bus stop and I pulled the handbrake, and the van swerved, nearly caused a fucking accident. Anyway, and the van driver pulled up and he said, "What the fuck?" I said, "My brakes have gone, mate." He said, "Your brakes have gone?" I said, "Pump the pedal, you'll see." Anyway, he pumped the pedal, it went straight to the floor and come back up again. You know, he said, "Oh, right." So I got it recovered, and then I scrapped the cunt anyway. But, you know, yeah, so much for British Leyland products. That must have been made on a Friday. You know something, guys and girls, if you've got any ounce of intelligence or any ounce of brains, you won't drive a British Leyland product. In fact, to be honest with you, it put me off driving. It actually put me off driving. I've tried it since, and I just don't like it. You know, I don't like. I can't put my confidence into somebody else's work, no matter who made the car. I just can't put my confidence into it, guys. Yeah, it was a Boeing 737, wasn't it? Yeah, I can't put my confidence into anything like that now. Motorbikes are different. I can ride a motorbike because I've never actually had a motorbike where the brakes have actually failed. I've had a clutch cable snap, an accelerator cable snap, and shit, throttle cable, if you want to call it that. I've had shit like that, but never had an issue where my brakes have not worked. But no, it put me off cars because, you know, I thought, well, you know, if you're driving and you suddenly put your foot there, you know, you suddenly need to use the brakes and the fuckers don't work. You know, you're stuffed. Someone's going into the side, you know, you're rear ending somebody, or you're smashing into something. You know, smashing into a building or something. No. It put me off, guys. It really did, honestly, it put me off. I've tried it since and I just can't. I can't settle. I don't mind being a passenger, but I can't settle as a driver. I'm always on edge. When I go near the brake pedal, I'm on edge. You know, thinking that if I press the brake pedal, there might not be any brakes there. You know, it left me with a sort of phobia. I've driven very little since. My brother bought a car once, a Ford Sierra, and he asked me if I'd go and get it for him. And it was a couple of weeks, about 2 or 3 months after that, he asked me if I'd go and get it for him. And I said, yeah, I'll go and get it, but I never felt comfortable. I couldn't even pass my driving test because I couldn't feel comfortable. I just couldn't get with it, guys. You know, it's... And I'd love to have had a driving licence. You know. I'd love to... That's something I would have loved to have got. But it's never going to happen because A, I'm getting too old. I can still read a number plate. I test myself every now and again, you know. I can still read a number plate from the required distance. Although I use glasses for messing about with this lot, I can read a number plate from the required distance with no problem. My distance vision's fucking excellent. You know, I don't need glasses for watching telly or anything. Just for working up close, really. just reading glasses, really. That's why I don't bother going to the opticians, because they'll sell me a pair of glasses I don't fucking need. But yeah, I can read the number plate from the required distance. I test myself every now and again, as I say, just to see if I can still do it. But I know, but I lost my confidence. You know, when you pull out of a T junction, when you come up to a T junction and you've got to stop because there's a main road right in front of you, you throw your anchors out and fuck all happens when you press the pedal. No. That wasn't a nice feeling, and it could have caused a nasty accident. I could have got T-boned, as you Americans call it. I could have got T-boned. The bloke in the van could have been seriously injured or killed. No. It's just something I don't feel comfortable with. I had driving lessons back in the early 2000s because I had custody of my daughter. I was just getting around about 2008. I had custody of my daughter, and I thought, if I learn to drive, I can get a runabout and we can go places. Rather than sitting in here or going places round here, we can go a bit further afield. So I started having lessons, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't settle. I could drive, but I just couldn't settle. And the guy said to me, he said, "You need to relax." I says, "I can't, mate." And he could tell I was tense. I just couldn't relax. Every time I put my foot near the brake pedal, I was wondering whether there was going to be any fucking brakes there. I mean, obviously there was going to be, but But it's just because British Leyland used to make shit cars. I don't care what people say. Everything they made, it were crap. I remember my teacher, one of our teachers, our home economics teacher. She bought a fucking mini metro before they scrapped the word mini on it and just called them metros. She bought one of the first ones in 1980, and she only had it a couple of weeks and it got recalled because of a fault. British Leyland couldn't make decent cars. They just couldn't make decent cars. They were crap. I mean, I think they were better when BMC were making them. But what caused the real problem with the British motor industry with BMC, British Leyland rather, was the people that made the cars didn't want to go to fucking work. Any excuse for a fucking strike, and they were on strike. They didn't want to go fucking work, lazy. They were lazy gets, and I don't care what people think. They didn't want to go work. Henry Ford had the right idea. Henry Ford fucking told them. He told his workforce, he said, "You go on strike and I'll sack you." And Colin Chapman, the founder and owner of Lotus, the guy who founded and owned Lotus, he actually said you weren't allowed to be in the trade union if you worked at Lotus, and he actually went on record as saying, "If this company ever becomes unionised, I'll shut it down," because he didn't like trade unions. As far as he was concerned, in his factory he was law. In his company he was law. He was the law, and it's right. That's how it should be. But British Leyland, I mean, they just couldn't make anything that was any good. I remember my Ford Cortina, worst brakes I've ever known, yeah. But I just lost the appetite for it, Clarence. I mean, I really did, mate. I lost the appetite for it. I mean, nowadays, if I need something, I'd rather just give somebody a tenner and say, "Go and pick that up for me." It's like when I was doing mobile discos. You know, you're probably wondering how did I do mobile discos without being mobile. Well, it was simple. The taxi company is your friend. You know, that's what I used to do. I used to just phone a taxi. The taxi will turn up. I used to ask for an estate car. The car would turn up. I'd load my gear in the back. Where you going? I'd tell them where I was going. They'd drop me off. I'd unload it, get it into the pub and do me night. And do the same next day to get it home. I used to leave it in the pub overnight and go back for it the next morning. You know, I used to have a regular driver. He had one of those Toyota space things. You know, them ones where the dashboard was about 3 miles away. One of them fucking, what were they called? Them fucking Toyota fucking, oh, what were they called? I can't remember what they were called. They were an MPV. They were people carriers basically. But the company I used to use, I knew the manager. I knew him from when I was being a kid. Knew the guy at the taxi company very well, and he used to send old Tony out to me every Friday, and old Tony just used to charge me a £5 to where I was going. He used to charge me a £5, and he used to help me get the gear out of the back as well, and I used to run into the pub with it, and the next day Tony used to come back for me. You know, he used to say to me, "Can you come back about 10 in the morning tomorrow?" Yeah. I used to get there. The landlord used to let me in. I used to get the stuff and load it up and take it home. You know, yeah. When you're a mobile DJ, you don't drive. The taxi driver is your best friend. It really is. And I never had a problem with one once. I never ever had a problem with one. Apart from one asked me for a tip. He actually asked me for a tip. So I phoned up and complained about him. I said to him, I said, "I know your boss." I said, "I know your boss, Jamie." He said, "Do you really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll be on the phone about you tomorrow morning." I phoned Jamie up. I said, "Listen, mate," I said, "I don't want him sacked. I'm not asking for the death sentence." Just give him a bollocking, you know. Just give him a bollocking. Let him know that he's dealing with a friend of yours. Just give him a bollocking. He said, "Right, Andy," he says, "I'll let you know what happens." He did. He said, "We give him a bollocking." He said, but old Tony was off ill. He said, "But Tony's back now." He said, "So you'll be having Tony on Friday." He said, he's back at work now." He said, "So Tony will be here Friday, coming for you Friday." He said, "We won't send him out again, that driver. So we won't send him out for you again." He said, "I'll put a note on the thing not to send him out." Did you enjoy a drink when you were No, believe it or not, Karen, never drank. Just keep a clear mind. I used to have a pint when I got to the pub. The landlord always gave me a pint, and I used to take it over. I used to take a sip of it, set my gear up, get started, and that one pint used to last me all night because I just used to sip it. Take a sip just to wet my whistle. Never ever done a disco drunk. Never. I don't drink when I'm doing them. When I used to do them, I didn't drink. And that way, if there was any trouble, they couldn't say, "Oh well, it was the DJ." You know. I used to keep a clear head. But what I used to do, I used to keep a clear head when I was doing the disco. But at the end of the night, the landlord used to have a lock-in. So I used to have a few drinks then. And then that's why I never used to take the gear home. I used to have a few drinks with the landlord and landlady and bar staff. And we'd all sit there around the table having a chat. You know, and the landlord used to do his takings while we were talking. Do his book for the night while we were yapping. And one night he said to this girl, I remember it well, he said to this girl, he said, "Your till's £20 low." She says, he said, "Listen," he says, "I want to know why your till's £20 low." He said, "I also want to know why you tried getting onto one of the other tills." She says, but she couldn't answer him, you know. He says, right, he said, okay. He said, okay, he said, you don't leave me any alternative. You're sacked. Get your coat, you're sacked. And that was it, he just sacked her in front of us. And what the truth of the matter was, she'd had her fingers in the till. I mean, he didn't just go through it, he double checked it and probably triple checked it. Because he was poring over it for a bit before he pulled her. And you could tell he was working on the same thing. Because he was tapping the page with his pen while he was going through it and trying to fathom it out. Apparently she'd lifted 20 quid out the till and it didn't add up. The till didn't add up. There is, the till. How can I explain it? The till didn't. The till receipt for the night. The receipt for the night for everything didn't correlate with the money that was in the till. It was £20 low. And what she didn't realise was that the till recorded, there were electronic tills that recorded all the transactions. So what Ian used to do, he used to print out a receipt, a main till receipt, for everything, for everything that had been sold, everything for every he printed out a receipt for every transaction that went through the till. And her till was £20 down. So he knew that she'd pocketed 20 quid. And he says, I know you have. He says, but he said the till receipt proves it really. He says, so I know you have. And then you try getting onto one of the other tills in the other room, because what he used to do, he used to assign. What he did, he used to assign. If I remember rightly, he had 4 tills. I think he had 4 tills. He had 2 in the room and 2 in the vault. And he used to assign people to the tills. So you couldn't go from one till to another. You had to go to the till you were assigned to. And there was Ian, who was the landlord, and Ian's missus. Annette, occasionally she was behind there. So if she served you, she used the same till that Ian used. And the bar manager was on another till, Kathy was on another till, and this other girl was on another till. So, if I've explained that right. But they were all assigned a till, and she tried to get into somebody else's till, and obviously she couldn't. I don't know why she couldn't. I don't know whether the passworded or not, or you have to enter something to get into it. I don't know. But she tried getting into one of the other tills to do a transaction, but she was done for swipe. He never got the police. He just sacked her. Just said, right, you're sacked. Get your coat. Go back. But he says to me the next day, because I never mentioned it there and then. He said to me before I went, he says, can you come in tomorrow? He says, I want you to do some speaker wires in the pub, if you will. So I said, yeah. He says, I want some speaker wires, some speakers rewiring. He said, would you do them for me? He says, I'll sort you out. So I said, yeah, of course I will. He says, I also want you to put a radio in my car. If you'll do that, I'll come and get you in the morning. So I said, yeah, that's cool, Ian. So I said to him, what was this business about last night with that girl? He said, oh, that. I said, yeah. He said, she'd have 20 quid out the till. But you don't do that. You don't put your job at risk. I mean, when I was working for Interserve, the last job I had, I was with them for 5 years, and I never stole anything. I used to work cleaning the William Mill betting shops, and I used to find money all over the place. I mean, I used to go in places, the safe would be wide open, and I used to close the fuckers and lock it so that because you only had to push it shut and then push the handle down and it locked. Didn't have to put any numbers in to lock it, you only needed numbers to open it. So I used to fucking lock it, so that the person going in the next day, if the manager was opening up, the person that locked up wouldn't get into trouble. You know, so they wouldn't get a bollocking. You know, because one lad called Jack on Facebook, he's sent me a message once. He says, I sent him a message. I said, hey Jack, you left your safe open. He said, did you shut it for me? I said, I did, mate. He said, oh, thank God for that. He said, Valda's in tomorrow. She's opening up, she was the manager. And she was nice, but she was ruthless. But, you know, and that way she wouldn't have been happy. I locked the safe, so he never got bollocks. But I've been in, the money's been left on the counter and in the tills. You know, the little coin things they have with the small change in the pound coins and the 50s and 10s and shit like that. The coin dispenser things, they've been left full on the counter, and all the money's been in the till drawers. All the drawers have been full of money, and you know, I never took anything, mate. I could have, but I didn't, because why put your job at risk? You know, why put your reputation at risk? You know, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, you might nick a few, you might get out of the place with a few £1,000. You know, that's fair enough, but how long is that going to last you? And you'll never get another job. My manager rang me one night. He says, it was my night off. He said, no, it wasn't my night off, sorry. He asked me, I was doing about 2 or 3 shops at the time, and he says to me, he says, can you come and do this other shop? He said, I says, why has the cleaner not turned up? He said, yeah, he says, he turned up. He said, well, what was, he said, I had to go to his house and get the key back off him. He said, because he was being caught stealing. He says, there was some money left out by accident. He said, and he helped himself to it. He said, he was seen on camera doing it. He said, so, you know, I've had to sack him. He said, I've got nobody to put in there. Could you do it? I said, of course I can. So he says, right. He says, I'll drop the key off to you in about 20 minutes. I said, okay. So, you know, but he dropped the key and the alarm number off. But there was many times, that was in Reddish, there was many times that shop was left with its money in the till. It happened about 5 times. I worked for him. But, you know, yeah, that's alright, pinch a few thousand. You know, yeah, you know, have the bookies over, have a few thousand on them. But you'll never get another job. And your reputation goes right down the toilet, because nobody, you will never ever, it will go on your record, and you'll never ever ever be put in a position of trust. You know, and I enjoy the fact, I used to enjoy the fact that I had all them keys. It wasn't a sense of authority, nothing like that, but I enjoyed the fact that I was trustworthy enough. And my manager, my first manager, says to me, he says, have you got a criminal record? I says, yeah. I said, I've got a record as long as your arm. He says, right. He says, how long ago was you last in trouble? I said, about 30 years ago. He says, it doesn't matter then. You know, he says, it's all right. And, you know, I never took anything. I mean, you know, okay, yeah, I might have helped myself to the odd mop or the odd couple of cloths or something, but, you know, I never ever took any money. Yeah. They could have paid us more, and yeah. Well, to be honest with you, right, my wages weren't bad. You know, I used to more than survive on my wages. You know, my wages, I'll be honest with you guys, and, you know, my wages weren't bad. My job was only part-time, it was classed as part-time. But eventually, I had that many shops, it was more than, I had about 6 shops eventually that I was going to. I was going out at 9 o'clock at night, I was doing the ones that shut at 9 o'clock at night, and the ones that shut later at 10 o'clock or 10:30. Some of them, I used to go and do them, and I could be out all night, not get back till fucking 3 or 4 in the morning, maybe 5 in the morning. It could be daylight by the time I get home, and you know, my wages when I first started, I was on £4.50 an hour, and each shop takes an hour to clean. So if you do 4 shops, you do 4 hours a day. But I work 6 days a week, 4 hours a day. I had Sunday off. I had the option, I could have had Friday off or Sunday off. I used to have Sunday off because I prefer to have Sunday off. But I didn't do bad out of it. Why did we quit? I didn't quit. I got the sack. If you really must pry, I didn't quit. I got the sack. What happened was I opened my mouth in the wrong place, but I didn't think I was opening my mouth in the wrong place. What happened was I made a comment about religion to a Muslim, and he reported me and said I'd made a racist comment, and they believed him and sacked me. And I didn't make a racist comment. It was a religious comment, and I'll tell you, I'm not bothered. I don't give a fuck me what anyone thinks. I'll tell you what I fucking said. All I said was all man-made religions should be wiped off the face of the earth. That was all I said. I never said whose religion. I just said all man-made religions. But all religions are man-made. Every fucking one of them. I don't care how fucking much of a devout Catholic you are, or who you are. If you subscribe to a religion, it's man-made. Every fucking one of them is man-made. Anyway, and that's all I said was all man-made religions should be wiped off the face of the earth, and he reported me for it. And I got brought up before, I got called to a meeting with my manager. My manager wanted rid of me anyway, not the first manager, the second one. A guy called Mark Chapman, he was a right arsehole. And I never got on with him. I made a comment to him once. I said, Mark, Mark, let me tell you something. He says, what? I says, managers are like nappies. He says, what do you mean by that? I said, they're usually full of shit. Anyway, and I then had to go to a meeting in Manchester, which was more a kangaroo court. Hang on. It was a kangaroo court, and I went in and I knew I was sacked. From the minute that guy opened his mouth, I knew I'd lost my job. So, and the next day I got a letter. Right, I got a letter the next morning saying that my employment had been terminated, but the letter was dated the day before the fucking meeting. So what does that fucking tell you? You know, why didn't you just say it? I said to him at the meeting, I said, I already know I've been sacked. He said, oh, well, that's not, he said, we don't know yet. He said, I've not made my mind up. But he had, because the fucking letter was written by him, or it was signed by him, and it was fucking dated the day before the fucking meeting. And I got it the day after the meeting. You know, fucking hell, guys, they could have been consistent. You know, sent me the letter after the meeting. You know. So that was it, you see. And that was why I lost my job. It wasn't because I quit. I wouldn't have quit because it was a good job. It was, you know, it paid well if you did it right. Paid well, never had a problem. But my manager took exception to me, and this particular morning he rang me and asked me if I'd do some overtime. Well, I didn't want to do the overtime because I didn't like one of the people at one of the shops, and I had to go to it while it was open. And I didn't like one of the people that was the manager. In fact, at one point I threatened to knock 7 colours of crap out of the cunt for opening his mouth, and he didn't have to. But that's another matter. So I says, no, I says, I'm not covering that shop. Okay, he said, and he rang me back in the afternoon. He said, you've been suspended. I thought, aye, that's because I wouldn't cover that shop. He said, we've had a complaint. I says, when did you get the complaint? He said, a few days ago. I said, well, how come you're only phoning me about it now? You know, I says, because I refused to do that cover this morning, innit? So you're making an example out of me. I says, fuck off, you couldn't put the phone down on him. You know, and then he phoned me back and asked me if I'd dropped the keys off. I said, nope. I said, if you want the keys, you can come to my home and collect them. I said, based on the fact I've been... I mean, I was suspended with pay. I said, based on the fact I've been suspended, I said, there's a very good chance I could be sacked. I said, I'm not wasting my petrol to drop your keys off. If you want your keys, you come to my home and knock on my door like a man and ask for them. He had to come and ask for the keys. I quit the same job because I was tired of being poor, working for rich people. Well, I made the job pay, Clarence, so, you know, I was able to make it pay. I was talking to one of the girls one of the girls I was friendly with in one of the shops one night. I used to go to the one not far from me in Woodley, in the next place, next town if you like. I used to go in early to there because it didn't shut till 10 o'clock. So I used to go in early, go in about 9:30 and get a brew. They were all friendly with me in there, even the manager, and this young girl says to me, she says, how much did you earn last month? I said, she knows you, aren't you, Vicky? She said, yeah. I said, how much did you earn? I said, I earned about £2,500. Fucking hell, she said, about £2,500. I said, yeah. I said, you know me, I'll chase 50p down the fucking street. I fucking, I said, I earned nearly £2,500, just under £2,500. 2,000 and a couple of hundred I fucking earned. And, it used to allow me to buy things. Why do you think I've got all these tools? I mean, with exception to that test set which I bought under different circumstances, all the tools I've got, all the meters and stuff, apart from the oscilloscope and that power supply, I was given those. I was gifted those. And but me peak testers, which I pull out now and again, and my meters and stuff. I bought all that, my frequency count, I bought all that stuff. While I was working, because I used to put in the hours, and I used to save up, and I used to buy something nicer when I wanted it. I knew I could have something nicer when I wanted it, and so no, I enjoyed my job. I used to make it pay. The idea of having a job is make it pay. And you can make a job pay if you get the right job. I mean, where my daughter works, I mean, the only way she can make her job pay is doing extra hours or working nights. And working nights, I started the minimum wage was £4.50, but it gradually went up. I think by the time my employment was ended, it was about £6.50 an hour or something like that. And if you did cover work, if you did extra cover work, it was £10 an hour. That was automatic. It was automatic £10 an hour. If you did extra, it was £10 an hour. And if you did public holidays, it was double bubble. It was double bubble. It was double the amount, double the minimum wage, double your minimum wage for the hour. So, You know, I used to do all that. You know, I used to do all that. I didn't care. I wasn't bothered. You know, because I could make it pay, and that's the whole point of a job, is making your job pay. I mean, I can't do electronics as much as I love it. I can't do it as a job. Why? Because I can't make it pay. Because there's not enough in it. You know, and I've looked at every possibility, and it just can't be done. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I think we've had enough chat tonight, haven't we? We've done a rig. We're going to do. We'll probably be in the shack tomorrow night, because we've still got to put that together, and I'm going to paint it and I'm going to spray it, give it a coat of spray, clean the knobs up and everything, and make it look like a new pin, really. And you know, so we'll be back continuing with that tomorrow, and I'm going to ask Graham Microchips where that capacitor's supposed to go, because I'm sure it looks like it's missing. You know, but I know there's supposed to be a capacitor. I think it's C10, but I'm not sure. But I need to look into that, because the radio, you know, it should do more than what it does, and I think it's because of that reason. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you. Hang on. Oh, thank you very much for joining me. It's always a pleasure. Like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee if that's what you want to do. Remember, that's optional. To buy me a coffee is something that nobody ever has to do. And I will be back this way tomorrow. Thank you very much, guys. And you all take care. Stay safe. Look after each other. And good evening, Malcolm. Good night. Enjoy. Oh, you just listened to that. That's all right. As long as you enjoyed yourself, that's all that matters. You know, you all take it easy, my friends, and I'll be back in the shack tomorrow night. Bye for now. I might even come in tomorrow afternoon if I get it sprayed in time. Catch you later, guys. Bye for now.